21 million elderly Americans are homebound and disabled from advanced and end-stage congestive heart failure, type 2 diabetes, COPD, and Alzheimer's disease. So think about it. The combined annual cost of their treatment is $350 billion. 800,000 Americans die every year from these 4 diseases alone.
My guess is that unless you work in healthcare and specifically in geriatrics, you weren't even aware of this group of patients. There's a reason for that. They're homebound. They don't even leave the house except for medical appointments.
At the heart of their care are the 50 million family caregivers and home health workers who are with these patients day in and day out.
Treatment for these patients has long been designed into a 2-pronged approach, with doctors and nurses responsible for patient assessment and medication management,
while family caregivers and home health workers offered personal care, helping patients with bathing and dressing, offering companionship.
But now, with coronavirus, to limit infection risks, many RNs are visiting patients just twice a year, and doctors are seeing patients only when it's absolutely necessary.
Caregivers will need to take a more active role in treatment, but to do that, they'll need to develop independent disease management skills.
Non-communicable chronic diseases aren't like coronavirus or dreaded cancers.
We have effective treatments already for CHF, type 2 diabetes, and COPD.
The next step isn't the expensive, unpredictable process of creating new drugs.
It's getting patients to reliably take the highly effective medications we already have.
Day-to-day management, even for most terminal diseases, isn't that complicated. Medication adherence, warning sign recognition, communicate with the doctor and prevent falls, and you've pretty much got it.
Century Tree Health Education teaches family caregivers and home health workers skills for working with patients who suffer from advanced chronic diseases.
So Century Tree's first objective is to keep caregivers and patients engaged every day, motivating them, encouraging them, and reinforcing basic care concepts on a daily basis. Because that is the foundation of daily habits.
I'm a home health aide. Before coronavirus, I mostly helped with baths and made home-cooked meals. Now I manage medications and keep a lookout for serious problems that could put a patient in the hospital.
The challenge is creating habits in a home culture that promotes their daily use over time, over years, sometimes over thousands of days.
Teaching videos are relatively inexpensive to produce. It will only take a handful of avoided hospitalizations before the videos are paid for.
Over time, we've moved more and more to the internet style, focusing on personalities, fast pacing, humor, and even a fair amount of irreverence. The opposite of dry, detailed, and often scary content.
Some of the videos are told from the perspective of family caregivers, overwhelmed women trying their best for the people they love, like me.
I can see myself in the characters.
So all of our content celebrates selflessness.
Mrs. Valdez is very smart. You might not know it, but it's true.
Everything Century Tree produces recognizes the value of charity and giving. Caregiving is a very personal thing for many people who come from cultures where they learned what was important from their parents.
Century Tree videos are accessible and easy to understand. There's no long articles at Century Tree. We want people to learn from a medium that Americans love, video.
And the website itself is like our audience members, practical.
Caregivers and patients want practical answers to practical questions.
With an easy-to-use index and a thorough frequently asked questions section, we make it easy for site visitors to find what they're looking for, and then we answer them by getting right to the point using video and animation. No long essays, no scary stuff. Just, if you want to solve this problem, this is what you can do, and this is why it works.
This is about offering hero support so they can get in there to do the business of loving and treating patients. It's really that simple.
Century Tree Health Education. Reducing hospitalizations, one interactive video at a time.